You know, there's not a lot of zones of World of Warcraft where you can fight a giant whale shark in the ocean, or get a rare mount that's a seahorse, or be in a giant submarine. These are some of the things about this zone that we're going to be talking about today. I mean, look at that giant octopus thing that the submarine has to deal with. The zone definitely pushes our character to the limit. As you can see, there's a giant squid thing on my head trying to control me. This is Vashj'ir. This is WoW's Aquatic adventure. Vashj'ir is located in the Eastern Kingdoms of Azeroth. It is broken up into 3 sections. The first section we're talking about today is Kelp Tar Forest. In this first subzone in Vashj'ir, you meet a member of the Earthen Ring named Urnok Stonespeaker, a broken Draenei, who gives you the power to breathe underwater and run underwater faster. With underwater breathing, it allows you to commute throughout the zone and do your quests, such as saving these Alliance soldiers. As you gather them and gather the troops, you deal with the Naga invasion from Queen Ashara's army, and you have to fight them off in this first area of the zone. One of the major Alliance leaders in this zone is Admiral Taylor, which we all see him through Cataclysm through WoD as a major player in WoW's lore. During this initial battle in the zone with you and Admiral Taylor and his troops, the Naga keep coming and you get overwhelmed, and eventually to the point where your character gets captured by them, along with Admiral Taylor and his troops. Even though you get captured by the Naga, you're not a prisoner for long, for members of the Earthen Ring come and save you, but you're kind of on your own at that point, separated from the Alliance. So what happens next is in this zone you get more of a footing, so you need to learn how to get around, so you do things like you learn to ride a turtle, which doesn't go well. But then eventually you go through a trial of learning how to ride a seahorse, which is your main point of travel in this zone. So you do a quest here, learning how to ride the seahorse. You go around all through the first subzone until you eventually complete the quest, and then you can have fun riding your seahorse throughout the zone. This is your big traveling mount in this zone, because underwater mounts just travel faster. This is the main mount you're going to use. Once you have your seahorse and you defeat some Naga surrounding the Kelp Tar Forest, you enter the second subzone of Vashj'ir, with that second subzone being the Shimmering expanse. In this zone, you start to see more different creatures, like this giant whale shark, which you see throughout this area, and these whale sharks are essentially raid bosses. As you can see, my character does not last long fighting this guy. It's definitely not a thing to do alone. One of the major quest lines in the Shimmering expanse is you venture in to an ancient shelled creature called Nespera. And what's going on there is members of the Twilight Hammer trying to control it. So you have to work with the Earthen Ring to communicate with her, to assist her with the problems that she's dealing with the Twilight Hammer. Another major questline story you do in the Shimmering expanse is you play as a Naga soldier and you play through their experiences conquering a part of the zone against fighting a Calvadir, which are these giant guys. You see them, they look like the Vicruel from Northrend. They're just like the green algae kelp versions of them. But you're a soldier under Lady Vashj'ir, who is a 5-man dungeon boss in the Throne of Tides dungeon that takes place at the end of Vashj'ir. As you can see here, we're storming through this quest line and we're killing the leader of the Calvadir, and you can see how Queen Ashara has the influence with the old gods. So you have these old god minions that are helping you, and you also have Osmont, that giant octopus thing that you see throughout the zone. He's a big dude, but you basically take over this area, and this whole quest line explains that. I mean, you just see how you just overwhelm the whole area, and you just take it over. It just shows how powerful Queen Ashara's presence really is. You can just see the sheer size of that octopus guy right there. He just runs right over. He's just swimming right over there, look at that. But yeah, it's just showing how powerful her army really is in the waters. This leads to our final subzone in Vashj'ir, which is the abyssal depths. This is just the bottom of the ocean where you see different kind of creatures, and the entrance you go in there is pretty cool because you get to ride a submarine, in which that submarine you're riding is called the X2 Pincher, which is a gnomish submarine. And you get to see all the gnomish designs that it all has, how the little layout with the little claws that it has. It's pretty cool. I mean, is there any other zone in WoW where you ride a submarine? I mean, this zone, when I was doing this, guys, I had the whole zone to myself, so it felt like I was in my own little aquatic adventure. It was just cool. It just felt like I had to do my own thing. We're just sitting in the sub. You get to see how you're just diving into the final part of the area of the zone. This is cool. I mean, you just see how hard Blizzard really worked on this zone. It feels like you're entering a new zone, but it's just a sub-zone within a zone. Vashj'ir is just a giant zone compared to a lot of other zones in WoW. We're just diving in here, and then we're trying to take on that giant octopus guy. And it just builds to leading us to the bottom of the whole sea area right here, the abyssal depths. I mean, there's just a whole build-up in this scene. The captain being super patient, getting ready to strike the octopus. And after you shoot at Osmond, he kind of gets away. But you just keep pressing forward, diving deeper with this submarine. And it takes you to the floors of the whole zone. And that leads to seeing all the different kind of creatures that you'll see here. Such as this big giant eel that you have to fight in one of the quests. You just see bigger fish here too. There's just bigger things going around here. There's a lot more old god presence too, as you'll see. With the presence of like seeing like these merciless ones, these little squid things with eyeballs that put on your head, it kind of just mind controls you. And you can see the effect of one of these things on your head does to your character. You're just completely under its control. But with this questline here, what you're trying to do is you work with members of the Alliance to break it, so you sneak in to be able to sneak in as a kind of like a secret agent of like the old god and Ashar's minions to go in and to help free this ancient one, where its energies are being sapped by like Ashar's armies with the old god presence. So you go in there, you defeat all of the minions that are in here, and you just take over this elemental, just freaking wreck all these Twilight Hammer, Naga, everything. It's just like this big final battle here. This annihilate stuff here. And then after that major quest line in the Abyssal Depths, you reach the end of the zone with this last quest here. You're diving into this whirlpool, you're going to the Throne of Tides, you're trying to find Neptulon. And then Admiral Taylor's there to help assist you. You save him and his soldiers and other quest chains in the area, but he comes to help you as well. I hope you enjoyed this explanation of Vashj'ir. I did. If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, it's Mook. Thank you.